batteries are ventilators and also provide escape accumulated gases during the reaction, during the process. Not only this, during the selection of anode should undergo oxidation. It should not interfere in the reaction, or it should not interfere with the mm, separator to react and give the product. And also it it has to give electrons. It should liberate the electrons, and in such a way that the electrons has to generate and pass to the external circuit. And most of the electrodes what we are choosing for the anode is zinc, lithium, nickel, cadmium, and the lead we choose as the anode metals, anode electrodes. And for the cathode electrodes in the battery are positive electrodes. It is symbolizes with the positive electrode. And these positive electrode, they're rechargeable batteries. They are rechargeable batteries, and it can be act during the recharging. It acts as a what? It acts as a anode. And here the reaction takes place in this electrode is reduction. And usually we use graphite, zinc, lead, and nickel and cadmium are used as a cathode electrodes. Usually we prefer this type of metals as a cathode. And these cathode electrodes and this one second. Only 46 have turned in the assignment, and others have not turned in the assignment. I am getting the notification 46 have turned in. That means 100 submitted. The rest have not submitted out of 60. We'll see at last who are all not submitted. I'll check. So electrolyte, it provides a medium for transfer of ions inside the cell between the anode and cathode, and the solution as a, and we can use as a solution as alkyd, acid, alkali, and also we can use water also as a electrolyte. Depends on the type of a battery, we can choose the type of electrolyte. And the separator is which separates the anode and cathode compartments or devices. And this anode and cathode compartments in a battery to prevent internal short circuit. And this main function of the separator is to transport ions from anode to cathode, transport ions from cathode to anode. So this type of separator, usually what we select the anode as cellulose, polyvinyl, like vinyl polymers, usually polymers. What are polymers? What are polymers?
Ma'am, they are carbon chains, ma'am.
They are
Carbon chains.
carbon chains. Polymers are what? Polymers are big macromolecules, right? Usually we say they are macromolecules. And these contains more number of
Ma'am,
carbon
group of
atoms.
monomers.
Not seen, visible.
Ma'am, group of monomers are known as polymers.
Group of monomers are more number of carbon chains or more number of hydrocarbons, organic compounds, and many number of it is a big macromolecules. We call they are as a macromolecules. Are you able to see the screen, students?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think I got disconnected. What is there on the screen? Okay.
Ma'am, a slide introduction. Now anode, ma'am.
Fine. So this electrolyte and separator is used. Electrolyte is used and separator is used usually cellulose, vinyl polymers, and polyolefins used as a membrane which separates anode and from the cathode compartment. And now we see what are the classification. Also we discussed in the last class how the batteries are classified. It is batteries are classified on primary batteries, secondary batteries, and reserve batteries. Primary batteries are not rechargeable batteries. Once the energy is completely discharges, it cannot be recharged, and such type of batteries are called as primary batteries. The battery which cannot be recharged and discharged when the battery has delivered all its electrical energy is called as a primary battery. Example, zinc manganese oxide battery and lithium manganese oxide battery. Secondary batteries are rechargeable batteries. Mukul Yadav, listen. Secondary batteries are rechargeable batteries which can be recharged, and the cycle of life is more. It can be recharged once it all the energies are discharges. We can recharge and we can use again and again. Example, lead acid battery, nickel cadmium battery. The reserve batteries are one of the component of the battery is kept aside, and it can be used whenever it is needed, and it can be activated. That component can be activated when it is required. Usually we use water as the electrolyte or separator component. So example, magnesium water activated battery, zinc silver dioxide battery, lithium vanadium pentoxide battery are the examples for reserve batteries. The reserve, that means we reserve one of the component as the separately. So now when it comes to the nickel metallite, we have in our syllabus we have two different types of batteries. One is the nickel metal hydride battery, and the other one is lithium ion battery. So the nickel metal hydride battery, the construction nickel metal metal hydride battery. Here we have what is the point, what is the name indicates. The name says that it is a nickel metal hydride battery. It contains nickel one metal, and the other one is another metal is metal hydride. There are two metals in this battery. One metal is nickel and the other metal is metal hydride. And this type of battery they comes under secondary batteries. The secondary batteries are what are the secondary batteries? What are secondary batteries? Secondary batteries are rechargeable batteries. It can be recharged when the discharge is completely one of the component or whatever it is used, it can be recharged in the form of a cycles. So here, during the construction of a nickel metal hydride battery, nickel metal hydride battery is a secondary battery. It is rechargeable battery. Remember this, in which electrodes are made up of porous nickel foil. Porous nickel foil, or we call it as nickel grid, into which active material is packed. So here it is like a sheet. It is like a sponge. That foil, it absorbs the ions. So this is a porous in nature. This porous in nature means the gaps is there, air gaps are there, porous plate, and this porous foil, it absorbs the ion. So this type of nickel foil is used as one metal. And the other active metal hydride, it is a mixture of metal and hydride. It is a mixture of metal and hydride. What is that hydride? Example, it is a hydrogen storage alloy. Hydrogen storage alloy is an alloy. It contains a metal and also hydride H plus ions, where the alloy can store hydrogen or H plus ions in its alloy. So this type of combination of alloy, we call it as metal hydride. So that metal hydride acts as a anode, and the other cathode, and the other metal acts as a cathode, which is nothing but nickel oxyhydride. So this nickel oxyhydride, it is an example of metal oxyhydride. So it contains a metal and also hydride. So we have one high anode and we have one cathode. What is the anode here? Anode is the metal hydride, that is hydrogen storage alloy, and cathode is nickel oxyhydride. Remember the names. And the electrolyte what we are using, here in the construction is aqueous potassium hydride, that is KOH. Aqueous potassium hydride we are using as a electrolyte, and the separator we are using is polypropylene is used as a separator. Polypropylene is a separator. So anode is hydrogen storage lye, cathode is nickel oxyhydride, electrolyte is aqueous potassium hydride solution, and the separator is polypropylene. So now come to the construction. When it comes to the construction, here you can see now one is above the porous sheets. What you are seeing, the porous sheet. These porous sheets are hydride, which is a anode, which is a anode. This porous metal oxyhydride or hydroxy metal sheet, which is an alloy mixed, which contains an alloy metal and the hydrogen film H plus ion. This ion is the black color one, which you look like a, which it looks like a porous sheet, like a sheets are there. No, this is the anode, and there is a black thick solid space, that is the separator. And we have a green color one, which is a nickel oxyhydroxide, which is a cathode. So cathode is placed at the bottom and the anode is placed above the separator. So the anode and cathode is above and below, it is placed. In between the separator, a membrane is placed where it has to separates between the anode and cathode compartment. Both this anode and cathode combines are kept in the container, are kept in the can, which is called it as a cell can, which we call it as cell can. This cell can or a container is sealed by, which is a sealing washer separator. It can be sealed or it can be separate or it can be opened whenever it is required to fill again. And this is a contact spring, or it is a cell cap where it is the cap to cover this after when it is filled with everything, filled with the metal hydride, filled with the nickel oxyhydride. So this is how the battery looks like after construction. So the battery, one anode is placed above, cathode is placed below, in between separator is used. So what is the anode? Anode is a mixture of metal hydride, that is hydrogen storage metal alloy, and cathode is nickel oxyhydride, and the electrolyte is aqueous potassium hydroxide, and the separator is polypropylene. What type of reaction it carries? What is the reaction? So we know anode undergoes oxidation. Anode undergoes oxidation means it contains a metal hydride. Metal hydrides are anodes. So this metal hydride, and it reacts with the potassium hydroxide, that is OH minus ions from the KOH. It oxidizes to give M and H2O in the liberation of electrons, with the liberation of only one electron. Actually, it should be M plus here. So the M plus and H2O plus metal electrons. It is an oxidation state of metal. It undergoes oxidation with the liberation of only one electron. And in the cathode, nickel oxyhydroxide, you can see the formula nickel oxy NiOOH, nickel oxyhydroxide. When it reacts with water, the moisture contained and electrons liberated from the anode, it gains the anode electrons. It undergoes reduction reaction to give nickel hydroxide, During this process, whatever the electrons liberated in the anode, it passes to the external circuit. From the external circuit, whatever the electrons are left out, excess of electrons are liberated here. From the external circuit, these electrons are gained by the cathode. And during this process of conversion from anode to the cathode, the electrons supplied to the external circuit, it generates electricity. So this oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously, where metal hydride, nickel oxyhydroxide, it discharges, forward reaction is discharged to give M and nickel hydroxide, and the reversible reaction is recharged, that is M and nickel hydroxide, to give nickel oxyhydroxide and metal hydride. So this reaction is secondary. This type of battery is secondary battery. How much voltage it is liberating nickel metal hydride? It is liberating 1.35 volts. It liberates 1.35 volts. The applications, it is because it is a secondary battery, It is used in cellular phones. It is used in computers. It is used in any portable equipments and electrical vehicles, laptops, etc. So these type of cell phones or wherever the rechargeable batteries are needed, there and all we can use this type of secondary battery. So this is nickel metal hydride battery, very important for 8 marks. For 8 marks, what you have to write? First, you have to write what are nickel hydride battery, what is anode, what is cathode, what is electrolyte, and what is separator. After that, you should write a neat diagram of nickel metal hydride battery, which carries 2 marks. And after that, you have to write neatly the reactions. Each reaction carries 1 mark. So sometimes it is 2 marks and frequently it is given 3 marks for the reactions, and applications carries 1 mark. Clear? Like this, the marks is distributed, and it will be asked for 6 marks or 8 marks for the nickel metal hydride battery. Is that clear to everyone? Anyone you did not understand? Can I move to the next type of battery?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you noted down? Again, you should not say it is not, I have not noted down. So nickel metal hydride battery advantages, disadvantages, and uses. You can see here. Advantages is it has a higher capacity, longer shelf life, and shelf life means how long it can survive. Means it can be recharged and discharged. That is the shelf life. Simple storage and simple transportation, and they are environmental friendly. And limited service life, limited discharge current means only 1.35 volts it liberated. It is a limitation. It cannot produce more than that. That is one disadvantage. And it has a high self discharge, high maintenance, and they are used in cellular phones, emergency lights, power tools, portable electric vehicles. The next type of battery is lithium batteries. Lithium batteries are compared to metal hydride battery, these are highly reactive with low electrode potential. Highly reactive with low electrode potential. So max to max, it can liberate minus 3.04 volts, and is very lighter, very light in weight, and it has a good electrical conductivity. It conducts very easily, and the properties of lithium is useful in the manufacture of batteries for portable electronic devices. Nowadays, almost all your cell phones are used lithium ion batteries. So these lithium, because it is a lighter in weight and portable electronic devices, it is one of the major application in portable electronic devices because it produces minus 3.04 volts of electricity. So these lithium batteries are classified as primary and secondary cells. Primary cells involve lithium metal, whereas secondary cells involve lithium ion. They are not primary batteries or secondary batteries. It is divided, or it is classified as primary and secondary cell. Primary cell involves means it contains only lithium and metal, and whereas secondary cells involves lithium and the ion. There is no other metal is required. We require only ions. You don't have lithium metal battery to study in the syllabus. You have only lithium ion battery in your syllabus. Lithium ion battery means how the ions are combined with the lithium to give an energy storage device that we are going to see how it is being constructed, what are the reactions, and how it takes place. So these lithium batteries are moved, and lithium ion through electrolyte takes place from electrode to another electrode. Such batteries are called as lithium ion batteries. It means what it says, the movement of ions, that is lithium ions. What type of ion? Lithium ions through electrolyte. Here, both lithium ions and lithium metals are involved in the reaction. So lithium ions only will move through the electrolyte and it helps in the production of electricity or electrical energy. One such type of ion battery, lithium ion battery, is lithium cobalt oxide battery. Lithium cobalt oxide battery is one of the main example we can give as a lithium ion battery. We'll see how it is being constructed. So the construction, when it comes to the part of construction, lithium cobalt oxide battery or lithium ion battery, the anode is made up of carbon electrode with a thin coat of copper foil. With a thin coat of copper foil or with a thin layer of copper foil is being used as a current collector. So here carbon electrode is used as the anode. You can write anode is carbon electrode. Cathode is made up of lithium cobalt oxide. Cathode is made up of lithium cobalt oxide or with a compound within the thin layer of aluminum foil is used as a current collector. So here in the anode compartment, which is the current collector is the copper foil. In cathode compartment, the current collector is aluminum foil. And we use a separator. The separator is porous polyethylene. Porous polyethylene or polypropylene is used as a separator. And the electrolyte we are using is lithium salt. See here, lithium salt only we are using as a electrolyte, maybe lithium chloride, lithium nitrate, lithium borate. So like this, a lithium salts are used as a organic solvent, as a electrolyte. So anode is carbon electrode, cathode is lithium cobalt oxide, separator is polyethylene, polypropylene, lithium salt is used as a electrolyte. So the electrolyte effectively transport this electrolyte. What is the electrolyte? Electrolyte is lithium salt. So the lithium salt contains a lithium ion, which helps in effectively the transportation of lithium Li plus ion to cathode during discharge of battery to cathode. How it distributed, we'll see. So this is the lithium battery. This is the lithium battery. Here you can see the plates. The plates are carbon. One acts as a anode and the other plates acts as a cathode. So these plates, what happens? You can see oval shape of these are electrons. These are electrons. These are electrons. These are lithium ion electrons. See, you can see these are lithium ion electrodes. So lithium, this is LiYC6 means it is a coated one. Coated lithium with the copper, that is carbon electrode, carbon layer which is been coated with the lithium. So this lithium, anode also contains lithium coated to the carbon. The cathode also contains lithium because it is made up with lithium cobalt oxide. Electrolyte also contains lithium because it is lithium salt which contains a lithium. So when it is connected to the external source or the current, when the current electrons, what happens here? Electrons in the anode, it starts moving to one layer to layer like this. Like this, it starts moving, and these electrons passes to the electrode in the form of Li plus. So this Li plus electron already, and lithium salt which is present in the electrolyte, lithium salt solution helps these lithium ions to move to a cathode plate where these electrons are placed. Directly it will not move. Whatever the electrons are liberated here, it helps in the discharge of electrical energy through the reactions takes place here. So what type of reactions are taking place here? The reactions are here. The lithium coated LiXC6 undergoes oxidation to give Li plus ions and carbons with the liberation of electrons. Whatever the electrons are liberated here, it is during the discharge process, it gains by the cathode to give lithium cobalt oxide in the reduced state. So the lithium cobalt oxide during discharge, it gives carbon and lithium cobalt oxide as the discharge material. During discharge, during recharge, the reversible reaction takes place to give ions. So what is the voltage produced during this discharge and recharge process? It is 4 volts, or approximately high energy it liberated. Because of this liberation, it is used in cell phone, LCD TVs, portable CD players, as a semiconductor, the audio space, aerospace applications. It is used in the as a applied. It is applied there as a devices. What are its advantages? It has a high energy density than other rechargeable batteries. It has a less weight and it has a high voltage. It liberates around 4 volts. It is liberated, and it has improved its safety and resistance and immune packing and fast charge and discharge rate. What are its applications? The disadvantages, we will say it is they are expensive because lithium cobalt oxide is expensive metal, and they are not available in the standard cells, and these are applied in cameras, calculators, cardiac pacemakers, uh, TVs, pagers, instruments, equipments, portable, any LCD TVs, mobile phones, aerospace applications, everywhere it is used as a battery, as a secondary batteries. Is this clear understood? Or you want me to repeat again?